Do you ever get that feeling where your alarm goes off in the morning, 5, 6 a.m., depending on what time you get up? If you're a teacher, it's around that time. And rather than getting up with a spring in your step and wanting to go to work and pour yourself a cup of coffee and ready to seize the day, you just want to roll over. Yeah, probably every single morning, right? Well, in this video, I want to talk about what I have been able to do over the last few years to help me stay motivated, to help me feel energetic, even when it is the first day of the week or the last day of the week and you've had a really tough week. So hopefully this video will prove useful. I'm going to talk about my rationale behind the things that I'm going to be talking about and what I have done over the last couple of years. And hopefully you find it useful. If you do, please consider subscribing, like this video, and if you've got any questions, just comment down below. So what I'm talking about here is taking on small mini projects. Now, what I mean by this, and they don't have to be small by the way, but what I mean by this is taking on something additional to your role. Now, I know you're probably listening to me say that and thinking, are you mad? My job is enough as it is, I'm busy as I am. And yes, you probably are. What I'm talking about is everybody, doesn't matter what job you are, but especially a teacher, we like autonomy. We want to feel like we're in control. And more often than not, we're not, right? We have parents that we need to listen to, and we've got children that we need to do the best by. We've got our line managers, our deputy heads, our heads, we've got the governors, we've got the school body, and we have jobs and roles that we have to do. And therefore, we're constantly ticking off a list of things that we're being asked to do. And that's the life of a teacher. That's the life of, well, a lot of people. There aren't that many people that are fully autonomous over their roles. And even those people that think they are, they still have things that they need to do that they would like not to. But there are still ways that you can be autonomous and you can take control over elements of your job. And that's what I'm trying to talk about in this video. So pretty much every year since I've been a teacher, especially at this school, I've always tried to take on additional things that I personally take great pride in, that I'm passionate about and that I enjoy. It really does help me wake up in the morning with a little bit more of a spring in my step. In my first year, I became the head of house. That was great because it meant I got to support and lead on big events that the children all got involved in. And so of a day, I was thinking about what could I do? How could I advertise this? Are there any fun activities that I could create and think of? Last year, my second year here, I took on the role, I stayed as a house captain, but I also took on the additional role of the computing lead, which meant that I had to see and help teachers use computing a little bit more within their classrooms. I got to work on the curriculum, which was exciting. I got to think about how iPads can be used differently, to think about the computer suite. That was all very fun. And now this year, I'm taking on the additional role as the head of science. And that is in itself a fantastic position to have because I've been able to do book looks and observe lessons. I've taken on additional things like I've set up a garden area because I felt that would be really useful in school. I already knew that a lot of teachers, myself included, grew flowers and plants as part of their science in class, but there was no dedicated area for it. Now, all of these little positions, whilst yes, they have taken more work and yes, sometimes they've been a little bit stressful, I've had a personal passion and desire to see them succeed, to see them come to fruition. The garden, for instance. Before the garden area was implemented in my college, there was just a shrubby area there. It wasn't being used. Nobody thought much about it. They always walked past it. Whereas now, there's a nice bamboo fenced area around it with signage on it. The children have been in there. There are already flowers and plants growing. We've got tomato seeds growing in there. We've got cucumbers. There's carrots growing, sunflowers. And it is becoming a bit more of a hive of energy. We now have a gardening CCA every week that go in there. And to me, I'm just seeing it grow. Other teachers are wanting to get involved. Children are excited and getting involved in it. And I come in every day thinking, what can I do today to make this area better? And it really gives me a bit more of a spring in my step and an excitement to come to work. Now, I'm not saying that you need to take on loads of additional things. Our time is very precious. And the last thing you need to do is feel overworked because you've taken too much on. What I'm trying to get at is there are always going to be things within your environment, within your college, that you can set yourself to, that you could dedicate yourself to, that you're genuinely passionate about, so that you at least have an element of control over one area of your job. Now, like I say, for me, every year when I've done these extra projects and I've taken these extra events on, yes, it's been a bit more work, but the feeling I get when it succeeds, seeing other people getting involved and being excited about it, it really does drive me. And there are other elements as well. I mean, there's selfish elements, right? You want to be seen as doing extra work. You want the leadership team to be noticing your hard work. You want the children to be excited about what you're doing and the wider community to talk about it. And when you've put in that work and that does happen, it makes you feel so good. And it does motivate you and make you want to come in. So I'm currently in the science room. This has been used much more this year. I've also got lab coats and things like that in here. This is exactly what I mean when I talk about projects. All the labeling, all of the equipment being inside the cupboards, having all the tables spread out and separated. The kids use this and love this area. So this is just one thing that I've done that I've found has been really motivating. And that display, all the pictures of the children doing their science work, it's amazing. And this here is the garden area. We've got the name on it from the name competition. And inside, you can already see there are plants and flowers growing. It's amazing. Now, I will add a caveat at this point that I've used the term motivation and being motivated, but I don't particularly like the idea of motivation as a sole form of energy, right, to stay on track, because we're not always motivated. And I said at the beginning of this video about getting up and having a spring in your step, and I've mentioned that a few times throughout the video. I don't always have that, all right? I'm not saying that this is a perfect strategy, having something you're passionate about. However, having something that you are in control of, that you are enjoying and that you are passionate about, you might not always want to get out of bed if you've had a tough week and you want Friday to just disappear, but you are at least a bit more disciplined to see it succeed because you've put your name to it. You want it to do well. You want the leadership team to see it and to be excited. You want the children to, you want the community to enjoy the project you're creating, and you've put your name to it. My name is associated now with that garden area. If people want to work on it, they usually come to me. So I have to be disciplined to see it work. And if I'm not, then that area could fail. And I don't want that. I don't want that for myself. I don't want that for the children. I don't want that for the college. And so it does spur me on to want to keep going and to work hard and to make sure that it does succeed. So there you go. That is my tips for if you're perhaps feeling a little bit stuck in the mud in your current position. Try to take something extra. And at least in the position of a school teacher, your school is always looking and wanting members of staff to have that additional oomph, to want to do extra things for the college. Now, like I say, do be careful that you're not taking on extra things and you're not adding loads and loads to your workload. But if you go to your leadership team and say, look, I want to do this extra project, it's something I'm passionate about, I'd like a mentor to help me through it, unless it goes against their vision or if there's financial implications to it, I would struggle to believe that they would not take that on and at least support you in those endeavors. And I can assure you, having something to come into work that you're excited about, it makes a big difference. So there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, comment down below, what projects have you taken on? Have you taken on anything exciting, new? Do you have any advice as well for the community? Like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.